Hello friends, welcome to LG Institute of Physiotherapy. Today we are going to discuss about general or basic procedure guideline for traction technique. So let's start with the general procedures. So first we have to evaluate the patient. Means first take the basic assessment of the patient, then go through the history, go through the medical histories and present histories, past histories. So basic these procedures, and after that, if you decide the or if you conclude that we can give the traction technique for the pain reduction or for the correcting methods, right? So here the few procedure guideline for the traction technique. So first determine the appropriateness for the choice of traction by testing the with manual traction. That means the first you should give the manual traction, which position is appropriate for the patient, which position that the comfortable and that reduce the symptoms or relieve the symptoms during the manual traction, so we can apply on the or we can move ahead on the mechanical traction. So first point is if it relieves or reduce the symptoms, means whatever you give the traction technique in whichever the position, the manual traction should relieve or reduce the symptoms. Next is if symptoms are aggravated, it should not be applied. Means the if you are applying the manual traction in whatever position, if that manual traction in the particular position that should aggravate, that should not aggravate the symptoms during the manual traction. If it's aggravate, then this that position or or traction technique is not should not be applied. Next is various positions should be evaluated. Means therapist should evaluate the manual traction. Means therapy should apply the manual traction in different positions and can evaluate the which position is perfect and which position is comfortable and suitable for the most effective traction or most effectiveness during the traction. And last one is the re-evaluation. Means this point wants to tell us like re-evaluate the patient after the traction technique. Take the patient's feedback if patient is comfortable during the manual traction, and if it relieves reduce the symptoms and the position for the patient is perfect or not. So this is all about the re-evaluation. So mainly first this point is determine the appropriateness for the choice of traction by testing with the manual traction. So mainly in the manual traction, just see for the if it reduces the symptoms, it should not aggravate, and the various position evaluated by the therapist, and lastly re-evaluate the patient. Then determine if the manual, positional or mechanical traction will be used. So in next point or in next step, we should determine or we should examine that the which mode of traction is used for the patient and is indicated for the patient. If it is manual, then apply the manual traction. Then if it is positional or mechanical, so according to the patient response or according to the examination, therapy should apply the mode of traction. Next is position the patient for maximum comfort and relaxation. So uh, therapist should evaluate the maximum comfort and relaxed position for the patient. If using the mechanical traction, secure the harness or halters to the patient and then attach it to the machine and check to see that the rope pull is at the appropriate angle or not. Then determine dosage and duration. Determine dosage and duration. The dosage chosen for the initial treatment should be a less than that which would cause the vertebral separation, and progression of the force or the poundage should be determined by the patient's response and the problem being treated. The duration will depend on the type of traction. That means that if you are using the intermittent type of traction or sustain, so if you choose the intermittent type of traction, then applied force during the traction is more and time will be a less. In sustained type of traction, the applied force is less but time will be more, and the poundage use, the clinical condition of the patient, and again it's depend, the duration is also depend on the clinical condition of the patient and goals of the treatment. Then safety rules for the mechanical traction. So first one is the use only cables and ropes in the good condition. That means this cables and ropes are in good condition, not torn, or and secure the all the equipments which you are using. Then check to see that the force or the poundage dial is turned 0 before the setting of the patient or turning on the machine. Then periodically check the poundage calibration. Then never leave the patient unattended while he or she is receiving traction unless he or she has some mechanism for deactivating the unit and some means to signal for assistance. That means you can give the emergency switch or something that actually that can deactivate the traction machines, or that can deactivate the unit during the treatment. So never leave the patient unattended during the treatment. So here all for the today's lecture. So we have basically discussed about the general basic guidelines or procedure guidelines for the traction technique. So thank you very much.